been calling this place home for almost going on 8 years. Can y'all believe that? I've been here for 8 years. All right. Kind of feels like I'm a native. So I just language that's going to be okay with some of y'all, but it's actually going to be a little bit harsh for some others. But I think that's okay because y'all have already heard Mechee. Y'all have already heard young activists. I think at this point you might be all right. But we're going to talk about this because one of the things that we did, even in the messaging of this event, was we talked about the places where we're at war, and we actually went back and we changed that messaging and we started talking about unity because it is about unity. Because the way we win the war is through unity. So let's talk about this for a second. Why am I so hell bent on war? Well, for starters, I don't like people being attacked. I don't like the underdogs being attacked. And in this country, that's what we are. We're the underdogs. And I think it's important for me, prospectively, to recognize that this fight has always been in me. So when I began to recognize that we were under economic attack, I asked myself, what can I do? That's a question you need to ask yourself. What can I do? Not just about economics, but in general, what can I do? Because oftentimes we're very busy just paying attention to our own needs and what's going on in our lives that we forget what's happening with the collective. And that's really important for us to recognize, because just because it happened to one of you doesn't mean that it's good for all of us. Have y'all ever heard the rising tide lifts all boats, right? We have to begin to think that way in all that we do. It's never just about what I can do for me. It can't be about that anymore, because we have to understand that we're under attack. So let me keep going. So I recognize this attack and I said, what can I do? So I started the Black Business Initiative. So we help start, grow, scale Black businesses. But that has always been in me. I actually went into the military after 9/11. Who can tell me why that's important about after 9/11? Where did I know I was going? I was going to war, right? I joined after 9/11. And I knew I was going to be going to war. I knew I was not going to be in a Cold War sense, but I knew I was going to quite literally have bullets flying past my head. That happened. I was going to literally have bombs being dropped on me, and that happened daily. And I want you to remember daily, because I'm going to bring that back up. Daily, we have bombs dropped on us. But I was willing to go and fight, because if y'all remember 9/11, who can forget that? If you remember 9/11, it was like this country was under attack. So I felt my obligation to my country at that time, and now today to my people, that's all of y'all, in case you didn't know, to put my life on the line for freedom. I even have a tattoo on it. This says, never forget, freedom is not free. And we need to remember that freedom is not free. Our ancestors knew that, and they gave their life for it. So I think it's important for us to remember this. Now, I'm going to come back to that part, okay? Here's what I want you to understand. Why are human beings at the top of the food chain? No. We are not the natural apex predator. Can we agree on that? We're not the fastest. We're not the strongest, right? What we are is adaptable. Adaptability. Adaptability is key to survival. And we are the only animals on this planet that adapt in the way that we do. We adapt for what we need, and we adapt for what we want. How so? Do ants ever change what they do? Right?